How many of y'all are in a waiting season right now in your life? I know I am. Um, I have been since I've been clean, really. I mean, that's kind of understandable, though, right? But, the waiting season is when not only God is going to test you, but the devil's going to test you too. He's going to try and make you think that, your blessings aren't coming, that, it's just a ploy or whatever, and tries to get you impatient, wants to get you to throw in the towel, wants you to quit having faith and believing that things are going to work out for not only for your favor, but for God's favor too, right? Uh, you know, Noah waited, 120 years for the promised rains. Job waited, what, a lifetime before God finally gave him back everything plus more, I say plus a lot more after, the devil took everything else from him, right? Um, how bad do you want it? I've spoke about opportunities and putting in the work and doing all this kind of stuff, when you pray for things like, but that also comes with, some waiting here and there, you've got to be obedient. You've got to be faithful. You've got to be great, remain grateful. And you've got to be disciplined and be patient with things. Don't be like Abraham and Sarah or King Saul and, try and rush and do things yourselves. I know firsthand that I did that for my whole life until the last, 25 and a half months or so. And, every time I tried to do things my way and on my time, like, it didn't work out too well at all. Really, it didn't. And I'm sure there's a lot of y'all out there that know exactly what I'm talking about because y'all have been in the same boat, right? But, yeah, in the waiting season, we're tested, just like Jesus was tested out in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. We've got to persevere and, stay through the waiting season, because we know the good things that are promised to us if we stay obedient and grateful and loyal and patient about things. So, don't. The waiting season is when a lot of people quit, because that's when you're not really seeing a lot of results. You might kind of be on a plateau somewhere or whatever. You don't think anything is happening, even though there are a lot of things behind the scenes and stuff that are happening. So if you're in the waiting season, if you're wondering what's going to happen or when it's going to happen, just have faith that it will, because it will, but it's not on our time. It's on God's time. So, just continue to be grateful, be patient, and have faith that everything works out, because it will, for sure.